She thought she was just a maid, invisible to the rich. But when she spoke fluent Dutch on the phone, the millionaire's face changed, and what he said next changed her life forever. I never thought my life would change because of a single phone call. My name is Amora, and I worked as a hotel maid in one of the most luxurious hotels in Amsterdam. Every day, I walked the polished marble floors, cleaned up after the rich and powerful, and kept my head down. No one ever really looked at me. To them, I was just the girl in the uniform, moving silently through gold-trimmed hallways. But that day, something was different. I was finishing up my shift when my phone rang. It was my little brother calling from home, back in Suriname. He was upset and needed me, and without thinking, I switched to Dutch, my native language, to calm him down. What I didn't realize was that someone was standing behind me, listening. A tall, sharp-suited man with silver hair and piercing blue eyes. When I hung up, he didn't walk away. Instead, he said in perfect Dutch, "That was quite impressive." I turned around, startled. It was Mr. Willem Graves, a powerful billionaire CEO who had checked in the night before. I froze, unsure if I had broken a rule or stepped out of line. But he smiled gently and asked, "Would you mind sitting for a moment? I want to talk." I hesitated. Maids didn't sit and talk with guests, especially not with people like him. But something about his voice made me trust him. We sat in the quiet hotel lounge, and he asked about where I was from, how I learned Dutch so well, and why someone as intelligent as me was working as a hotel maid. I explained that I had once been a top student, even started college on a scholarship, but after my parents died and my brother fell sick, I had to drop out and earn money. His face turned serious. "You remind me of someone I once knew," he said softly. The next morning, I was told to deliver coffee to his suite again. When I arrived, there were papers spread across the desk. He asked me to read something aloud, a Dutch legal document. I read it easily, translating it on the spot. He watched me in silence, then said, "I have a proposition." I blinked, confused. He leaned forward and said, "I want to offer you a position. Not as a maid, but as my executive assistant. You'll travel with me. Learn everything I know." I thought it was a joke. I even laughed. But he wasn't joking. That night, I cried alone in my small apartment. Could I really trust this? Was it real? I took the risk. Within a week, I was flying to Switzerland for a business conference with him. At first, his staff didn't take me seriously. They whispered, called me the maid with benefits. But I worked harder than anyone. I translated documents in seconds, memorized meeting details, managed schedules like a pro. Slowly, the whispers stopped. His board began to respect me. He even trusted me to handle investor meetings alone. 6 months later, he made an announcement. He was retiring and naming his successor. I assumed it would be one of his longtime partners. But when he stood up at the gala dinner, he looked straight at me and said, "Amora is the future of this company." The room went silent. I couldn't breathe. Me, the maid. But he meant it. He had already changed the paperwork, made me interim CEO while he stepped back. Tears filled my eyes. After the crowd thinned out, I walked over to him. "Why me?" I asked. He smiled, eyes soft. "Because you reminded me of myself. Hungry, smart, and invisible to those too proud to see." Then he leaned in and whispered, "And because the world needs more leaders like you."